All right. Now, my very good students, today I'm going to do this very question here. This is the question we are doing. It's a financial reporting question. Financial reporting question that was tested in December 2025. FR question. FRA question. December 2025. Question number 2. It's a group consolidation question. Very, very popular question in this case here for students who are doing FRA and the students who are doing AFRA. Now, with your great permission, ladies and gentlemen, I will be able straight away to go through the question within how many minutes? 37 minutes. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I was an examiner. Nowadays, I'm no longer an examiner. Yeah. And I know what kills students in FR and AFR, it's time management. Very few students in this case here have good time management whenever it comes to FRA, AFRA. So this is a group consolidation question. Always start by reading the requirement. The requirement. They want us to consolidate the profit and loss accounts for this year ended 30th September 2025. And then we consolidate the statements of financial what year? Position. So the very first thing you are supposed to do, if you get a situation where they want you to do group consolidation, is to remember one thing. The thing that you have to remember, ladies and gentlemen, is this. Please listen and listen to me very well. Please listen. Remember, we are doing a FRA question. Sorry. We are doing a FR question. And it is December 2025. Question number December 2025. Yeah. Question number 2. Question number 2. Question number 2, yes. Question number 2. Question number 2. Great. So what we're supposed to remember very fast is that consolidation is to put together. In consolidation, we are adding. So whenever we talk of group is parent plus what here, somebody? Subsidiary. So if they are associates, if they are joint ventures, never bring them here. So group is parent plus subsidiary. And when you give me this kind of a question, then first of all, I have to draw what we call a group structure. That's what I will do. So in this very question, ladies and gentlemen, what do we have here? In this great question, they have told us Hazel Limited, a public limited company, which operates in the motor vehicle industry, has owned 75% of the voting share capital of Centre Limited, another public limited company in the same industry, since 1st October 2021. Very good. So I'll come and put up this. So we have Hazel has had 75% of Centre. Yeah. The date of acquisition, DOA, we are told is 1st October 2021. DOA stands for date of what year? Acquisition. Then what I would want to know straight away, right away, is the date of what year, somebody? Financial statement. Give me the date of the financial what year? Date of the financial statements. The financial statements provided here, are they dated? Let's see. So remember, they acquired this on 1st October 2021, and the financial statements given here are statements dated 30th September 2025. So 30th September 2025. So we have here 30th September 2025. Can you, these are of course years, Would you kindly give me a number of years in between? Count them. And of course, as we said in our last class, ladies normally don't count these dates very nicely. You will see most ladies will not be able to get this number of years correctly. Let's bet. I've never gotten a man who gets it wrong. but ladies always get it wrong. Let's bet. Yeah. So we have in this case here, 2022 will be the first year, 23, 24, and 25. So in this case here, number of years, there are 4 years. You are right, all of you. Everybody's right. Everybody is right. 4 years. The most important thing is that in the year of consolidation, in the year of consolidation, we stayed with the subsidiary. We stayed with the subsidiary for 12 months, a whole year. In the year of consolidation, which is ending 30th September 2025, we stayed with that subsidiary. Remember, 75% is huge. 75% is a huge holding, is a significant holding. So it means automatically that Center is a subsidiary. Once this shareholding is more than 50%, not unless they tell us that we ceded our controlling aspect. Once this is more than 50%, it means that this investment will be called what here? Somebody will be called a subsidiary. Will be called a subsidiary. Could you kindly mention there why for yes? If we are together up to now, please mention there why for yes. If we are together up to now, thank you so much. Now, once I've drawn a group structure, you will be foolish to read additional information. Once you have drawn a group structure, you will be foolish. You will be foolish in this case here to do what? To read additional information. Please allow me, because of my age, at times I can abuse you a little bit, just a little bit, in quotes, that my students, upon getting the group structure right, they shall never read any additional information. They can actually even let that additional information to be read by the examiner themselves. What I will do if I'm the one doing this, I will come here, right away start my consolidations. So I'll come and say Hazel Group, consolidated income statement for the period ended. That one I know you are very good at it. So remember, first, we shall do what we call a pro forma. A pro forma means that you're just copying everything. Don't pick your calculator. We are doing a pro forma where we are saying that the group is the parent company plus subsidiary. So we start with sales. So sales, take the figure of the group. For sales, ladies and gentlemen, we are taking here, for sales, we are taking the figure of the parent as well is the parent company. So we take the figure of the parent plus the figure of what here? The subsidiary Center. So 282,000 plus 192,000. So please don't give me the total. I will be bringing in adjustments later. Right now, what am I doing? I'm consolidating. I'm adding figures. So remember, if the number of months were less than 12, assuming the number of months were 9, I would have said here times 9 over 12. But you see, in the year of consolidation, we stayed with this subsidiary for 12 over 12 months. So when it is 12 over 12, ladies and gentlemen, we don't do what here? We don't do any proration. We don't do any proration. We leave it like that. So we go to cost of sales, consolidated one. You are adding abracadabra. We are adding here the cost of sales. I can see 197,400 and 153,600. So I will be able to come back here. What I'm seeing, ladies and gentlemen, for group cost of sales, what am I able to see there? I'm able to see 197,400 plus 153,600. Yeah, you can see the next item there is gross what here? Gross profit. Leave a space. Don't write anything there. Then we have distribution costs. So distribution cost, what do we have there, ladies and gentlemen? We have 23,200 plus 18,400. Then we have, ladies and gentlemen, administrative expenses, admin expenses. So admin expenses, I can see 36,800 plus what here? Somebody 13,600 You are following the way the financial statement is given. So we have in this case here profit from operations. Profit from operations. Leave a space there. And then we have finance costs, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just following whatever that is there. So we have the next one is the finance cost. After finance cost, we have investment income. Finance cost, I can add the figures 4,800 plus what here, somebody, plus 3,600. Investment income, what do I have there? I can see 6,200 plus 3,200. After investment income, I'm copying everything, ladies and gentlemen. I'm copying everything. Nobody deserves to fail financial reporting. Nobody deserves to fail advanced financial reporting. Nobody. Because this is about pro forma. So now I'm here. Investment income I've taken on board. Now the next one is profit before tax. So we have here profit before tax. Yeah. After profit before tax, we have income tax. So income tax, you are consolidating, you are putting things together, you're adding things here. The tax is 8,200. 8,200 plus 5,200. Then we have OCI. OCI is the other comprehensive incomes. We have gain on what we call revaluation surplus. Revaluation surplus. What do we have there? I can see 3,200 plus 2,600, like that. So now you have finished this because you will have a space here for total comprehensive incomes. After I finish this bill, I will not read additional information. No. I will still go to part 2 of this question and tackle it and consolidate things. Part 2, they would want me to do a consolidated statement of financial position. But before I continue, please confirm that you have been able to write up to here. Please hit there. Y for yes. At least I've been able to write there. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the next thing, you tell the examiner that this is Hazel. Now we are doing Roman 2, Hazel Limited, Hazel Group. Now we have here consolidated. I mean, nobody deserves. You can fail in any other paper, but not financial reporting, not advanced financial reporting. I'll be able to tell you why. So consolidated statement of financial position as at blah, 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 and a line. So you follow the consolidated, you follow the statement of financial position as given. As given, it is here. You follow everything as given here. So we have here, ladies and gentlemen, we have in this case here assets. All right. So we start with the non-current assets. Follow everything. Non-current assets. You are copying everything the way it is. So we have PPE. We are copying down everything the way it is there. So property, plant, and equipment, I can see 130, 300 plus 78, 200, isn't it? Don't give me a calculator. I'm still doing a pro forma. From there, I can see the next thing is known as investment in Centair Limited. Investment in Centair what year? Limited. Who is Centair to us? Who is Centair to us? Please talk to me. Who is Centair to us? Is a subsidiary. Can you really maintain investment in a subsidiary in your books? Just like in this marriage thing, ladies and gentlemen, if, for example, I pay fees for my wife to do PhD, to do a master's, my wife is part of me. That's why we are calling sub. Sub means part of you, part of you. All right? I will not be reminding this great lady every evening that, you know what, I paid for your master's. I did this and this. If it is an investment in a subsidiary, you can only enjoy goodwill. So whenever you see investment in a subsidiary, even if it is your madam here, you can only enjoy goodwill. Investment in my madam, I enjoy goodwill. Goodwill coming out of what? A good relationship. Yani mapenzi inaongezeka kwa nyumba. So goodwill. So goodwill. So this one, I will write working, which for sure I will never do in an exam. In an exam, I'll even enjoy this examiner. I'll draw something like that because that I will never do. Not unless they specifically ask me to calculate goodwill in Roman 1. I know I will not get time to do that. That one, I'll just draw that emoji there. The examiner will be able to figure out what to do with that emoji. All right. Thank you. Mwalimu, why are you saying that? But calculations of the goodwill, calculating goodwill is an easy thing. I also know that. It's an easy thing, I know. But you see, ladies and gentlemen, you are fighting against time. I'm telling you, I used to be an examiner and I know. Where in this case here, so many guys get it wrong. It is in this group consolidation, what year? Yeah. Great, yeah. We are not comparing teachers. Is there somebody who is thinking that we are here to compare teachers? No. If that is the case, then I mean, these are our great teachers. You're simply here to help, isn't it? We're not comparing teachers at all. No, that would be very wrong. That would be very wrong. We're not comparing teachers. We're just here. We're just here to do what here to help. Well, even him, if he comes and the teachers of a lunchtime, no problem. We're not comparing teachers. Is that okay? Or am I doing it poorly? If I'm doing it poorly, you can also tell it, Mwalimu, drop there. We don't have to continue. Yeah. If I'm doing it so poorly. But I've, okay, then we can continue, yeah. So I think we are not comparing teachers at all. We're not comparing teachers at all. Thank you so much. All right. Not even me. I don't want us to compare teachers at all. If that happens, that will be wrong. Because if Mwalimu comes on board, it doesn't even have to be CPA or Bomba. If another teacher comes on board and they see that you are comparing teachers, no. You're not comparing teachers. All right. Thank you so much. So let's continue. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, assume you had an associate. An associate is like a cousin. If I pay for my cousin school fees, that one I must proudly talk about it. So if it's investment in associate, that one I'll keep it in my books. Fortunately, we don't have an associate. So I can see we have other what here? I can see we have other investments. So other investments, I want to consolidate this. What do we have there? 67,000. To consolidate is to add there. Nobody. Oh, by there I should have written here. Sorry for that. I should have written here that this is December. Sorry for that. I should have written here that this is December 2025. December 2025. Question number two, like that. December 2025, question number 2. Yeah, great. So now, and remember it's an FR question, Very similar to what was tested last semester. Is it last semester or last semester but one for AFR, Similar. All right. So we have other investments, 67,000 plus at 2,000. Then we go to current assets. So we have current assets. So current assets, what do we have, ladies and gentlemen? We have inventory. Inventory. So inventory, we have 18,800 plus 14,500. Yeah. Then we have receivables. I'm just consolidating. So receivables, what do we have there? 14,200 plus 9,700. Then we have, ladies and gentlemen, cash and cash equivalents. Cash and cash equivalents. So cash and cash equivalents, 3,700. I'm consolidating plus 2,600. Then now we go to equity. Equity, the financed by aspect. So equity, I can see there ordinary share capital. Not unless you are told that the parent company gave out some shares in acquisition, ordinary share capital, you pick the figure of the parent as is. So the figure of the parent there is 50,000. This one, I'm so happy. Ooh, pre-mark. It will make me see places that I've never seen before. Then we have share premium. Another free mark, the figure of the parent. How much do we have there? 5,000. I'm still very, very happy. All right. Then we have, in this case here, retained profit. No, we have revaluation surplus. That one, leave it like that. We did a small working for this, which I will never do. I will never do. Let the examiner go and do that for themselves. Then we have retained profit. That is group. Retained earnings. Working. One of the worst workings ever. That one, let the examiner go and do it on their own. Then now we have non-current liabilities. I want to go to the next page. First of all, I want, in this case, here to confirm with you whether you've been able to write up to here before I flip over. Now, ladies and gentlemen, after that, now we can go to the other component of financing. So we have non-current liabilities. Non-current liabilities, we have long-term borrowings. So long-term borrowings, I can see 38,400 plus 37,800. Like now, this one rarely needs an adjustment. Rarely. I can even add. This is another free mark. Oh, yeah. Another free mark. Oh, yeah. Great. After that, we have deferred tax. Deferred tax. Even this one rarely has adjustments. 4,900 plus what here, somebody? 3,600. Then we have current liabilities. So current liabilities, what do I have there? Trade payables. So payables, we have 13,200 plus what here, somebody? 10,600. Then we have current tax. Tax payable, 2,600 plus what here? 1,800. Now, remember, ladies and gentlemen, under equity, if I get time, I know under equity, we have another person who has given us some permanent source of funds, non-controlling what here. I can just write it for purpose of showing them that I know. But for purpose of writing, working for this, they will wait forever. Let them go and do it. I will not do it. Let them go and do it like that. Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. If now the examiner, now you've been able to write up to here, and then you hear the examiner telling you, you have only 10 minutes remaining to hand over your paper. What will you do? If they tell you have only 10 minutes after you've done that pro forma, you will get your calculator and add everything, isn't it? If you get your calculator and add everything, with my experience, you will end up getting more than 50%, at the very least 40% of the marks. Like now here, out of 20, I can assure you, most of the things in this case here do not need any adjustments. The mistake that I've always seen students doing is to start with workings. When you start with workings, those workings, if you look at the CASNEB marking scheme, they don't have any marks. Why should you struggle with something which doesn't have any marks, and yet the examiner is coming to mark just these entries on the financial statement, then come and put tick, 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 and then they say any 5 at 2, any 5 at 2. All right. But now for us, how many minutes do we have? How many? Yeah, we have a whole 15 minutes. We have a whole 15 minutes. Let's do adjustments. Again, the way you do adjustments, you should be just a bright guy, slightly. Because once I have this, what kind of adjustments do I need? Like 5 of them. Number one, I will ask myself, was there any intertrading between these serious relatives? Was there any intertrading? If there was any intertrading, that's an adjustment that I have to pass. So now I can go to the additional information. Yeah, I can go to the additional information. First of all, I will look for any intertrading. Look at note number 3. We are told on 28 September 2025, Centel Limited dispatched goods to Azure Limited with a selling price of 6,000. Remember our figures here in thousands, eh? So even these ones, you read them in terms of thousands. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, if in this case here, I run a school like RPM College, and then I have my son coming to study here, and then this ninja goes to the bank and even pays fees, assuming he is working. I mean, that is a fake sale to me. This is my son. Such is a fake sale. So this fake sale, what do you do it? You remove it from the consolidated sale and the consolidated cost of sales. Centel should not, in this case here, sell goods to their parent company. So we have a 6,000 that we need to write down. So we come here in the, in the consolidated sales, subtract 6,000 here, subtract 6,000 here in the cost of sales as well. Why are we subtracting this from the cost of sales? It is because, remember, one of the companies on their side is saying, I purchased goods worth 6,000. Purchases is found under cost of sales. Because under cost of sales, we normally say opening plus purchases minus closing. So one company is saying, I sold goods worth 6,000. That's a fake sale, remove it. The other company is saying, I purchased goods worth 6,000. That's a fake purchase, remove it. Ladies and gentlemen, whenever we have a purchase, please listen, internal purchase, then there must be one party who recognized a fake, there must be one party that recognized fake profit. So we have what we call fake profit. So fake profit, this is what we call unrealized profit on what here? Stock. So fake profit. So how do we get this unrealized profit on stock? We normally take profit margin times remaining intra-sales. UPS, you take profit margin times remaining internal sales. So this examiner gave me a markup. He told me, you can see that these goods were not received by Azure Limited until 5th October 2025. Centel Limited applies a consistent markup on cost of 25% when arriving what here at this selling prices. Ladies and gentlemen, please listen and listen to me very, very carefully. Please listen and listen to me very, very carefully. When they give me markup, I must change it. So markup is 25 over 100. So remember, if your markup is A over B. Mimi napenda mwalimu wangu pia aliniambia kitu mzuri sana. Paka sijawahi sahau leo, which is about 25 years. Sijawahi sahau paka wa leo. Aliniambia usifikirie sana. Aliniambia kwamba margin ina makalio makubwa. Sijui alimaanisha nini? Kwamba margin ina makalio makubwa. Makalio ndio haya. Margin ina makalio makubwa. All right. So you add, right? Bigger base, yes. So the same case. So you'll be able to come and say margin, it'll be 25. Basi ongeza makalio ya hii. Equal 25 plus 100. All right. So then this one here will be 25 over what here, somebody? Over 125. Over 125. Over 125. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please listen and listen to me very well. I want to believe that guys in this case here are listening to me. So this is what we call remaining intra-sales risk. So then what we have here, we have 25 over 125. Remember, these goods had been dispatched. They are not even reached the other company. So all of them are still what you're not for. All of them are remaining. All of them are remaining because if you read this question very well, we are told that Centel Limited dispatched goods to who? To Azure Limited with a selling price of this. These goods were not yet received by Azure. So Azure has not sold anything. So everything of these 6,000 is still remaining and sold. So are you able to give me this figure, ladies and gentlemen? 25 over 125 times 6,000. So I'm being told by Miss Karabu, it is 1,200 like that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, remember UPS. This thing, you cram it the way I've crammed it. UPS add to cost of sales less from group inventory. It is a fake profit. It's a fake profit, which is in the closing stock. So it affects the cost of sales. So anytime you have UPS, go to your cost of sales and add it. So like now here, I can start here, inventory. These are inventory items with profit. IS2 tells us we shall always keep these stock items at cost. No profit should be in them. So I say minus 1,200 from the group inventory, and then the cost of sales, ladies and gentlemen, we say plus what here? I saw a ninja asking about this UPS. So we add it there. And then now remember, you cram these things. Whenever you are told that goods were just dispatched, they have not reached the other side, it means automatically that these goods have not been paid for. Not paid for. So meaning that we have a fake receivable and a fake what here? Payable. The goods have not reached on the other side. The goods have not yet reached on the other side. So meaning that we have invoiced. Meaning that we have done what here? We have invoiced. Meaning that we have invoiced ourselves. So we expect to do what here? To receive. We expect in this case here to receive some 6,000. So in the trade receivables, we have a fake receivable. So you come here in the receivables here. Where is the receivables now? Sorry for that. In the receivables, we have a fake receivable. So we remove it. Just like I normally joke with you guys, ladies and gentlemen, if my madam was to wake up and tell me Mwalimu, she calls me Mwalimu. Give me 100,000. Don't you think I will be a madman if I will ever expect to receive this money back? Should I be maintaining this 100,000 as a receivable in my books? Bibi atanirudishia kweli? Bibi hawezi kurudishia, hawezi. Lakini surprisingly, kama mimi nimekopa yeye, itakuwa bado fake kwake. Hata kuambia sijui ilikuwa ni ya sako, sijui ilikuwa ya chama, everything. Actually, you'll even end up, in this case, you're paying water with some interest, isn't it? Lazima urudishe. But for group consolidation, we normally believe that anything that we compare between ourselves, ladies and gentlemen, then automatically that becomes what here? Fake. It has to be subtracted. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there is no information telling us that the other team has received the goods. No. And we have not been told that the other side of the group has gotten an invoice. No. So then you cannot. I know you have done this with your teachers. Whenever you have goods which are not to be dispatched, there are two scenarios. It could be dispatched, but it may not be. Okay, it has been dispatched. Those guys have not received, in this case here, the goods, but you see an invoice has been sent. Those guys are recognized what here? A payable. Here we are not told. So assume that nothing is happening on their side. So don't subtract that 6,000 in the pay. But even if you subtract, so what? You only lose 1 mark, which is nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, after that, please listen and listen to me very carefully. So if I'm the one doing this question, I will be able to jump now to anything talking about revaluations. Because when we are acquiring a subsidiary, we must do some revaluation. Look at note 1. So note 1, we are told, a fair value exercise conducted on 1st October 2021 revealed that the amounts of Centel Limited net assets were equal to their fair values, with the exception of an item of machinery, which had a carrying amount of 18 million below its fair value. So will this be a revaluation upwards or a revaluation downwards, according to understanding? Will it be a revaluation up? It is a revaluation up because the fair value, market value is higher. So then what do we do? When it's a revaluation up, we acquired the subsidiary and there is an asset that was to be revalued up. So, and the asset was what? 18,000, because our figures are in thousands. So I should be able to come here pretty first and go to the assets. So the assets, we need to beef this up by 18,000. The fair value is higher. And then we subtract accumulated depreciation. So are you able to give me the depreciation, ladies and gentlemen, here? So depreciation, yeah, it's again here. Depreciation, it will be 18,000. We divide by what year? Remaining life. I have a past paper here. Remaining life, I can see there. Is there somebody who is able to see remaining life for here? Is there anybody who is able to see the remaining life? 9 years. So divided by 9 years. Which will give me how much, ladies and gentlemen? Please talk to me. Which will give me how much? Yeah, please talk to me. Oh, yeah. I'm almost finishing. Which will give me how much here? Somebody? 2K. I'm told that this one here gives us what here? This one here gives us 2K. This one gives us 2,000. 2,000. But now remember, I want in this case here, accumulated. For the balance sheet, we take accumulated. And you're the ones who told me that since we acquired the subsidiary, how many years have passed by? How many years have passed by? Oh, I'm alone. I'm alone. 4 years, isn't it? So remember in the balance sheet, we take in this case here the accumulated. Balance sheet accumulated. But income statement is for 1 year. So what is this item, ladies and gentlemen, that was depreciated? Let's try to understand this. For us to know where we take this 2,000, let's try to understand this. So remember, with an exception of an item of machinery, which had a carrying amount of this, as at 1st October 2021, the machinery had a remaining useful life of 9 years. Depreciation on the machinery is charged to cost of what year? Sales. Is charged to cost of sales. So the 2,000 that you guys have gotten here, where do we take it? And what do we do to it? So do we add or do we subtract? It's an expenditure which we shall add, in this case, here to cost of what here? Cost of sales. So cost of sales, cost of sale. So you come to cost of sales in the income statement, cost of sales. You say what year? Plus 2,000. Now, please, ladies and gentlemen, please remember, in the cost of sales income statement, you cannot say times 4 because the income statement is for just 1 year, performance for 1 year. Now, this depreciation could either be taken to distribution, administration, or cost of sales. You have to be very, very careful. The examiner will always give you a hint. Sasa mimi nakuwa mwanafunzi mjanja sana. Nikifika hapa, acha nikwambie, sitaendelea na hiyo swali. Nitachukua calculator sasa. Nikichukua calculator sasa nikufinya finya tu na kuweka answer. Because mimi mwenyewe nikifanya swali nasikia nimechoka. Sitaanza kutafuta good, nimechoka. So nafinya sasa calculator na nitapata most of the answers correct. And if I do it this way, I will end up getting 20 over 20 because if you look at the marking scheme, they normally say any 10 at 2, any 5 at 2, or any like that. But if you try wasting your time getting this other component, I will teach you again next semester this subject, which will be very unfortunate. I want to teach you, but at a higher level, Now get out your calculator and give me these answers pretty fast. And it's my hope that you guys have been able to get some experience out of this. And now you see most of the things will be correct. Most of the things will be correct. Then I'll be able to have a class today at exactly what year? 8, not 8:30, but 9:30. I will be able to, you see, yesterday we did a class at 9:30 p.m. Do you remember that? Do you remember yesterday we did a class at 9:30 p.m.? Yeah. So today I'll be doing another one at 9:30. I'm so sure you are free. I'll be doing another one at 9:30 p.m. Yeah, cash flow, make it 10. We shall discuss about that. But I'm able to do this very, very many classes, ladies and gentlemen, because of your friendship. I shared the link. I don't know. I shared the link. I will share today. For the FR class, I'll share the link today. So, and remember, I'm able to do this courtesy of your, apart from you being my students, you are also my friends. Like, most of you, as per the advert that you saw, we would want you, as we have always done in most semesters, would want you to do what you have to pay your next semester's fees in advance. So we have an advert, which I'll be sharing with you. Currently, we have about 14 students who have already paid. We want most of you to pay your fees in advance in the faith that you'll be able to pass. And of course, when you pay your fees in advance, you'll be able to get some courses for free. Like we have the Power BI and Advanced Excel, which you get for free. And then we have artificial intelligence, which you get for free. You get one course for free plus that 10% discount. So this is very, very good information. If you want more information about the same, you can ask from this number. And then, of course, we'll also be able to share the same on the WhatsApp group. Otherwise, thank you so much. You guys have been of great support. And that is why we don't want any student to fail. All of you should be able to do what here to pass. Make this session from 10 p.m., okay? No worries, no worries. Yeah, I think 10 p.m. then will be ideal. Have you enjoyed somehow today's session? Have you guys understood this session? Or am I wasting time in financial reporting? You know, I could be wasting time in financial reporting, but I don't think I'll be wasting time because, you know, when I started teaching, I was teaching FR and AFR for many years. So I don't think I'm wasting time here. I think I'm helping. I'm helping. So thank you so much. I will be able to share. Yes. God sent. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's make RCM the biggest brand in the market. Thank you so much. Be blessed. Be blessed. MA to visit soon. Unfortunately, this semester I'm not teaching MA. I used to teach one class, which is unfortunate. Those guys were not very, very patient, but we shall overcome. You know, for me, like the AMA I teach, yeah, they understand me. I can miss classes as I wish, but they know I cover my syllabus. Like AMA, have we finished the syllabus? Even AFM. Even if I missed classes the whole month, I'll always finish my syllabuses. And all my students pass. All my students pass. All my students pass. So we shall overcome. So see you at exactly 10 p.m. It's been a pleasure hosting you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye for now. FM, not unless you tell me to do FM at 3 p.m. If you want me to do financial management immediate level at 3 p.m., that I can avail myself. Is that okay? FM 3 p.m. Will that be okay? Oh, FM 3 p.m. Okay, then I'll be able to send the link, not FM. Intermediate level FM. I'll send the link. Thank you so much. I'll send the link for today, 3 p.m. financial management. Bye-bye. See you later. Bye. Bye. And of course, if there are students who are not yet members of RCM, make this your college. 078